make sure your policy has what's called O&L, ordinance and law, on your policy. That's the very most important advice I could give any policyholder in this state. If you're a homeowner in the state of Florida, if you haven't read your insurance policy to make sure that you have ordinance and law endorsement on your policy, make sure to call your agent today.
So what's the process that somebody should take? So say they have an agent that's even they're friends with, that they know, and something happens, and it's like you said, it's not necessarily the agent that's going to approve or disapprove. They just say, okay, we're going to send an adjuster out.
Yep.
They're going to try to buy you off with a couple grand, and you have no idea that it's $50,000 to replace this entire roof, which is what really needs to happen. So what do they do? How does Elevate walk us through the process?
Well, it would be different in different states. In the state of Florida, we are limited legally as to just how much we can discuss the cost of the roof with the insurance company. We can't negotiate the price, and but there are still things we can do as a roofer. We can tell the customer through estimates what that roof is worth. We can actually provide those estimates to the insurance company even, and so they would see the errors of the ways. Now, in a perfect world, the insurance company would see that, and they would make up the difference and indemnify that customer properly. But that doesn't happen. 9 times out of 10, it just doesn't happen. They dig in at that point in time. So when they dig in, that's when there's only really 2 options for roofers in the state of Florida anyway. In other states, we're in North and South Carolina also, the roofer can somewhat negotiate that more. But in Florida, it's a little tougher sometimes. So we have public adjusters that help, and then we have attorneys that help. And there's a process set up, and the law is actually on the side of the customer in Florida. The insurance companies have eroded a lot of their rights away. They can no longer assign their benefits to a contractor to go ahead and fix the work and let the contractor go fight for the money. That's not the case anymore. So the law is actually still on the side of the customer. There are building codes that the insurance company, well, ultimately contractors have to abide by, but the insurance company is required to put things back to code if their policy has ordinance and law attached to it. And I really want to emphasize that. If you're a homeowner in the state of Florida, if you haven't read your insurance policy to make sure that you have ordinance and law endorsement on your policy, make sure to call your agent today and make sure before the next hurricane, make sure that you have ordinance and law endorsement on your policy. That way your home has to be built back to current building codes. If you don't have that, the insurance company doesn't have to build your home back to code. So any new code adopted since your home or since your roof was built, they don't have to build back to that code. So make sure your policy has what's called O&L, ordinance and law, on your policy. That's the very most important advice I could give any policyholder in this state. So that's one thing. So anyway.
Good job.